Loving the new puffed up Damo.
Yeah.
Has some real you-know-what about him at the moment.
Pills.
Hey? He's come out of it, hasn't he? He's really sort of picking fights.
That's it.
Standing up for himself.
His balls are dropped.
Last night broke the big story about the guy in Queensland getting
Rosie
eliminated.
like
So, that's what we're finding.
Some
with
real you-know-what about the purple-headed warrior.
Well, Gary,
What?
am I understanding also starting to not only work with that sort of presence in front of microphone camera, but also starting to flex some backroom muscle? This is disturbing, Gary?
I need to go with this now. We run a very tight ship on a Thursday night footy show style. Everything's very structured, and everyone has got their role.
And everyone plays their part.
Everyone plays their role.
Part of the wheel to turn.
And you know where you sit.
Yep.
And that's what makes it work. Okay?
The cogs are going to go in sync.
Exactly. And when someone starts to get out of line, that's when it starts to unravel.
So there's a bit of a chink in the cogs.
Yes. Now, what you will have witnessed, Bud, as a viewer, over the journey is that Damo has just slowly works Hutchie out.
To the point where it's now gone.
No one knows where Hutchie is.
He's in the
driving a
twos, the
tram.
Frosties
He's
somewhere.
gone way off Broadway.
9 a.m. style.
But Warrior has pumped himself up now as a real sort of heavy hitter. Now,
He's putting a barrier around himself.
This is what worries me. When the big interview comes on, right? Like I say, it's a big style interview.
Yep.
What we do, Jim and I, spend the best part...
Like Rodney Eade Thursday night.
Well, I'm getting to that. We have 2 days together, Jim and I, and we map out where we want to take an interview, what, and all that. And then our big man, the goat, comes over the top, and does he come in with heavy stuff, so we do cut and paste, and in the end, it's like before a grand final, Jim and I are ready to go. We know what we need to do. We want to get it.
The adrenaline's up.
We think we're doing it reasonably well.
Fossil's the X factor.
Others would disagree.
A couple of Red Bulls just to...
Fossil throws one in out of left field. So we reckon we've got it covered, Spud. We think we're capable of doing the big interviews.
I would have thought.
Words got back to me
Oh, no.
Oh,
on
no.
Thursday.
Let's see, I don't believe this.
Because normally helps with a couple of the questions, the tidbit ones, normally.
Who?
I heard this.
Damo, no. He contributes on a lower scale. But what come on Thursday confirmed Rodney Eade as guest, right? So that's confirmed.
Yeah.
So Wade, and Jim and I
was kept quiet.
We bunker down and start to map out.
Because no one knew he was on.
Next minute, I believe, and this is what I'm putting out.
What time are we talking?
About midday-ish.
On Thursday?
On a Thursday.
A phone call goes through to our executive producer.
So you've got the running sheet by then?
No, that's all done, Spud. And it's, hello, Damo here. And our producer goes, oh, yeah, how you going? Thinking it's a newsy type
just
something.
another scoop somewhere, tidbit.
I don't believe
I
this.
know there's a big interview on tonight with Rodney Eade.
I found this impossible to believe.
I think I should be on set for the interview. I have got plenty to offer, which is bad enough. Spud trying to insert himself into the big interview. Then, and this is what worries me, I know JB's got some conflicts, and I know Gary won't be able to answer him. I'm the man to carry the interview. That was what he said to our producer.
Well, I'm shocked.
What's going on, Spud?
You have scraped this guy.
Trying to cut out
Out of the drip tray.
You have scraped him off the gutter.
And he's
picked him up.
He's ringing up saying, put me in. You're the man. Put me in.
You've nurtured him
I
from a
can't
little
believe it.
vine, and now he's growing out of control. What is going on, Warrior?
Jim and I said, Jim, we were flat.
we
I
were-
said, our man that we've moulded and just nurtured,
were.
he's trying to chop us.
Did you know this before you went
No.
on air
Yes.
Thursday night?
Oh, before we went on air.
Did it throw you?
Gary,
Threw me. I thought there was a revolt happening behind
I
the
thought, when you
scenes.
open the show, you two guys, you're normally...
Yes, I
can
admit
see,
to that.
I can see the whites of your knuckles.
I admit to that, Spud.
Gary, there's a
something
thing called
underlying.
context, and you
Is
have
it?
not got it.
Don't worry
with
about
that
context.
story.
The
Answer
simple
yourself,
question
please.
is this. I want to
Answer.
ask you right now, Warrior.
The listeners
Did
want to know.
you or did you not ring up and in the process put down me and Jim?
Get it right, Gary, because I will give you the answers you give me.
Put down Jim and I
No.
and try and insert
No, I
yourself
didn't.
into this.
You'll be right, Joe,
Did you
mate.
offer yourself
I
up for the
couldn't believe
interview?
That's a different question.
Answer the question.
There was a conversation along
Did
those
you
lines.
offer yourself up for the interview?
Yes or no?
I'll answer that
Yes
if you
or no?
answer my questions about Alex
No.
Yes or no?
Answer.
Maybe.
Oh, no.
You did.
He
Oh, this is...
There's a thing called context, Gary.
What was that film? Mutiny on the Bounty.
Can you work with me
I'll
on this?
tell
Stuff?
you.
Can you work with me on this?
No, I won't.
Just humour me for 30
No,
seconds.
all right, I'll listen to you.
Look
All-
at Jim.
I
Look
wrote.
how flat
I was
Jim is.
asked by,
Damo,
and
you're-
I'm going to name this
Hang on.
bloke now, Brent Williams.
Before we start, you are on the plank. You are walking
Yeah.
the plank on the Bounty, my
Well, we
friend.
don't. We haven't seen Gary for 3 weeks.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
really,
that's
And now
really
he's
worried.
continuing
How
on
he's
with
going
it.
with that
He's
one.
continuing on with this.
I'm worried about
Just
Gary.
going
We're
where he's
halfway up the
going.
plank, my friend. Come on,
Okay.
keep going.
I might as well jump off it.
No, come on.
I just felt
I'm
there
gonna
might
have
have
to
been
walk.
some harder questions.
Spud, I'm going to have to walk off.
Spineless,
I'm going to have to walk off.
gutless.
We will meet on this, Jim.
Gary,
What do we say to
This
this?
is when an organisation starts to fracture and fall apart.
what do we-
When you get under stuff happening.
Well, I can only deal with one group at a time, all right? I've got a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
We're already dealing with some. I'm going to
shattered.
have to hand it over to you to deal with him.
I never believed you. When you told me that this had happened,
Well,
I
and
didn't
he
believe
he
you.
just didn't.
Now I've had it
A
confirmed.
man who's come
No,
from
there was
nothing.
a context that's been
cannot
lost here.
When you
totally lost.
when you took the phone call and you actually hung up, do you think maybe it didn't go down as well as you thought it would? Maybe getting on the front foot trying to get prime time?
No, the show for me is the starting point, and I.
What I'm
Sounds
seeing
like
now,
it's all
what I'm
about
seeing
you.
now on the Twitter, Spud, is a man who's got way ahead of himself.
Yeah,
It's
no
coming
doubt.
through strong.
This is trumpet worth, my friend. That's going into the nomination for grand final day at the G.
No doubt about that.
That's jumped above Hugh Grant. I look like Granty. Mate, that is a nomination that could tip me over the edge.
I tell you, we need to gather ourselves.
Disappointing.
We need to gather ourselves.
Disappointing.
I'm
Yes.
shattered.
I
I'm
don't
shattered.
blame you.
I'm
I
shattered.
thought there was something going on.
Spud, I can't believe it. Well, I'll tell you what we've got next is Mark Bickley, who is making an unbelievable fist of
I'm
his
still
early...
shocked with Damo,
Oh,
though.
mate, well, we need this ad break to
We
regroup.
do.
Because
Go and sort it out.
it's
Oh, hang on.
knocked the sales out of all of us.
As we go to the break,
The win, the sales.
Fireman says Warrior was overheard telling a young lady at a pub recently that he leads the Triple M commentary team.
Oh yeah.
Runaway train,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
That's exactly how I
But
operate. Gary.
we need a kangaroo court, I think.
No doubt. I need to get the gloves on,
Tell
I
you what I'm
think.
going to do, Jim. I'm going to have to have half an hour off.
Oh,
And I am.
Well-
I've got to regather myself.
fix it, Gary.
Shattered.
I
He
leave
is
you
shocked.
to fix the footy show. You need to
Well,
fix
I
it.
thought I had a handle on everyone, but when this sort of underhand, behind the scenes stuff happens, I'm no
It
good.
wasn't behind the scenes,
Gary,
Gary.
it
You're just never
was.
there to hear it.
As we go to the break, was there a follow-up call?
Nothing.
Was there another call from someone else also trying to get their way into the same interview?
I think Hutchie might have
Frosties.
Oh,
Get back to the twos, Hutchie.
Desperation! A Hail Mary from us!
Is he trying to kick me off, Gary?
Didn't think Damo could get the job done, so put me in. Something like that.
Hachi.